everybody. Welcome to another What a Hell of a Way to Dad. It is me and Jack. Jack is back. Jack, I have to, before we jump into this, I have to issue some corrections.
Oh, no.
Last time.
No.
I know. Look, here's the thing. So,
ding, 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 from the news desk.
I know. I'm having to scroll back here a little bit because my wife, of course, listens, and then she's just like, everything you said is incorrect. So
this is
like,
interesting. Okay.
Things like the Yoda Guy Museum is not on St. Thomas; it's on St. Martin. And
who cares?
Well, you know, if you're trying to get, I know. And the thing is that she does, and she's just like, you know, this is my special interest, and you're being real wrong about it.
Okay, that's a good point. Good point.
So, you know, I get it. So
as long as it isn't on Epstein Island, I think you're clear.
Exactly. As always, I will always suggest you Google something. Google the Yoda Guy Museum. Do not just be like, I'm going to book my my transport down to the Virgin Islands based on this one guy's podcast.
Oh no,
Please.
I plan all of my travel plans exclusively on content that I gather from my favorite podcast, Hell of a Way to Dad.
Exactly. You should. You're going to have a great time in St. Louis too.
Show games.
You're going to find out that that's going to work out real good for you.
Yeah, good point.
So Jack,
wait, is that the only correction? You said corrections plural.
Well, yeah. Also the military museum that I mentioned was not in Peoria, Illinois. It's in a different city that starts with P, which I don't remember. Again, I'm just letting you know, please Google things before you book travel anywhere, or, you know, get a travel agent. My wife is a travel agent. Don't book her to go to Peoria, Illinois, though. You can do that on your own, I think.
Okay, really quickly, can I, this is not quite a correction, but this is a clarification, because when you and Nate talked about Fight Club recently, you didn't touch on this topic, and I was just thinking about it this morning. At the beginning of, wait, did I say Fight Club? I meant to say Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, okay.
Yeah, when you guys talked about Pulp Fiction recently. And the very first scene is Jules and Vincent getting their game faces on after the credits. Like you see the Honey Bunny business and then the credits go. And then the first scene is they're in the car driving. You hear all about dipping mayonnaise and all that stuff. And the reason that they're in the car, the reason they're going into the trunk to pull out their big guns or whatever they're getting is they got to go to this apartment to retrieve the case with whatever the glowing thing is inside.
Right.
Okay, but it's like 7:30 in the morning, right? And they even say it. They mark the time, like not quite time yet. It's 7:27 in the AM or something like that. They kick down the door at 7:30, and those guys are eating what appear to be steaming hot hamburgers at 7:30 in the morning. The Big Kahuna Burger.
Hawaii. These guys at 7 a.m. were like, "Hey, I know that we've got this case, and you know, there's no DoorDash at the time for sure either. So they got to go. They got to find a Big Kahuna Burger that is like lunch and dinner all day kind of situation.
That is open at 7 in the morning and is making Hawaiian burgers?
Yeah, in the 90s, that wasn't very, you didn't have that. You know, we had this time in the 2000s up till about COVID where things were all open 24/7 no matter what.
Sure.
But yeah, you didn't really have that. I mean, maybe you could go to like a Denny's back then, but even that, you know, that's not the same.
And like a real classic thing you could have done in Los Angeles in the early to mid 90s is you could have gone to Jerry's Famous Deli, which was like Denny's to the Denny's exponent, because like I went there a few times. Their menu was thick, like 100 laminated pages with, you could get like oysters on the half shell or a taco, like just everything. So they clearly would have had that there. It was a sit down restaurant, but I'm going to maybe call BS on this. Where are you getting a Big Kahuna Burger at 7 in the morning?
But in
the valley too, in the valley. They're not.
This is the thing, Jack, is that I don't believe it back then, but I do believe it today. I do believe today if somebody was just like, yeah, I got a Hawaiian cheeseburger at 7:30 in the morning. Yeah, man, that's LA in, you know, the where's that bay? Is that San Francisco? Is that where they are? Where does this take place?
No, they're in like the valley of Los Angeles.
LA, yeah. So I mean,
or like
LA,
San Pedro or something like that.
Right. It'd be like, you know, now if they did it, he would show up. Jules would open up a bag from like Seoul Taco, which is like a Mexican Korean fusion place that we have. You know, Seoul.
Yeah, sure.
The capital of South Korea, taco. You know, just breaking something open and be like, I'm gonna have some of this tasty taco. But it could be any. You know, you could. I think think it's more believable now. There's
You're right.
there's weirder fusion restaurants.
Yeah, now that we have
ghost
kitchens make anything possible at any time. You're right. So that's the one thing about Pulp Fiction that aged well, was something that made zero sense when it was new.
They should, we'll go back. We'll retroactively shoot a DoorDash delivery guy knocking on the door and dropping off the Big Kahuna burgers, and then just be like, I don't want to interrupt anything. Bye. And then just leave. It would be nice little, little bit, make a little extra money, get a little product placement in there, but also bring it up to the current year,
Well, I mean, that sounds like there were 4 or 5 Super Bowl commercials this past weekend that were that exact thing. Like, like Postmates or something, or no, some Wi-Fi company or whatever that solved the problems of Jurassic Park, and they de-aged all of the Sam Neill and Laura Dern in the cast, and they're just frolicking.
If only, Jack, there was a movie made about using technology to fuck with the proper flow of nature. If only somebody made a movie like that. I wouldn't know anything about a movie like that, though. Speaking of the Super Bowl, though, because Super Bowl Sunday recently happened, and currently the Olympics are going on. And one thing that I will admit that What a Hell of a Way to Dad has always kind of lacked is we don't really have a sports dad. We don't.
Which is why you brought me in.
Yeah. Sorry, Jack. I don't actually know a sports dad, so
it's a me.
Well, and I will say, though, that I do fill a double role there, because my wife, who I have been with for 16 years, who I have maybe gone to about 2 or 3 baseball games with her, a lot of minor league stuff because it's cheap. But I'm not a sports guy. I don't post about sports. I will shit talk Chicagoans, but that's just the St. Louis thing. I will shit talk the Cubs. I don't really, but like when the Cubs won the World Series, I was very excited for them. Same. I'm always excited when a Midwest team does well, but when sports are on TV, I know sports, and I know sports very well. Yeah. And my wife gets very confused by that.
Oh, because, same. Yeah.
We put on, like, my daughter 2 years ago was like, I want to watch the Super Bowl. So we're like, yeah, we'll put the Super Bowl on. And my wife is not paying attention to it. The kid is kind of in and out of it. And I'm sitting there and just commenting on everything happening and going, oh, we almost got it. Oh, there's a good snatch there. Oh, you can't be throwing like that. I'm making all these comments, and my wife is just giving me this look of like, who the fuck are you?
What the hell is a touchback? How do you know what that is? Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean a 2-point conversion?
And for the record, our listeners can't see this, but you are literally wearing a T-shirt right now that says, "I'm an Irish dance dad." That's so. Yeah,
I drink and I know. I'm an Irish dancer. I drink and I know jigs. Okay. One of my designs available in whatahellofawaydad.com.
Oh,
yeah, one of my Irish dance shirts.
So I mean, interestingly enough, the Seattle Seahawks just won the Super Bowl.
They did,
and I don't follow the Seahawks. I will follow the Sonics if they ever come back to Seattle, because basketball is the closest thing to a sport that I've ever actually been passionate about. But we watched as a family because, it's just kind of in the water here. Like, you got to understand where you live, I guess. Like, it just feels like I don't know. I just want to understand, however this game turns out, when people are doing things on Monday, I want to know why they're doing what they're doing. And the Seahawks performance at the Super Bowl is probably going to play into that a little bit. But same thing. I'm sitting on the couch and my wife is like, all right, so before the game starts, could you just give us a really quick, 1 minute refresher on how this game works? And I had like that balcony moment of listening to myself describe all these rules. And I'm like, how do I know all this? Like, I've never been to an NFL game ever. Like, I went to a few Husky games when I went to University of Washington because we had really great seats right in the student section. But yeah, man, like I do not follow football. I think it must be from playing Super Tecmo Bowl back on my old school Nintendo. Like, maybe. I really don't know.
and I had this problem. So years ago, a friend of mine in the military, she said, I have a friend that is coming into town from Sweden. So Swedish. Would you? They're young. They're like my age. At the time, 20. It's just like me and my girlfriend. Like, would you guys, if I pay for it, would you take her to a Cardinal game? And I was like, yeah, cool. I'll take her to a baseball, free baseball game. Why not? And new friends. And so she's just like, okay, so how does this work? And that is such a hard question to start with. Like when you're a kid, though, and that's the thing, when you're a kid, you learn baseball by osmosis because like you learn the basic things first, right? You throw the ball, you hit the ball, you run around the bases.
Yeah.
Like you understand the bases and you get around all 4 bases, you get a run. Cool. Well, that's the basic core tenets of baseball.
Yeah.
And we can expand from that. But like when 2 innings in and I'm trying to explain, the infield pop fly rule.
Yeah, totally.
And I'm just like, no, see, but it didn't go, it went up, yes, but it didn't go out far enough. So they have to do this so the guys don't cheat, but we have to okay, so anyway, yeah, so 3 runs, but not really. But I will tell you, and I'll tell you, Jack, though, when somebody was explaining cricket to me, I understood cricket perfectly. Cricket,
totally,
rugby,
yeah.
all those things make so much sense to me. And I don't know if it's because I have the background in sports, and I can have the brain synapses are open for like, and so here's this goofy rule that you have to understand. It's like, no, cool. You got to run backwards on the back half of it. Sure. Fuck it. Why not? I don't need to understand the rule, why the rule is there. I just need to understand the rule is there. So the Olympics have been a whole new thing because I have, through osmosis kind of figured out a lot of things. But a great part of the Olympics is that the announcers all understand that you probably have not watched curling or luge in 4 years.
Or the biathlon, right?
Right. So they're going to explain everything to you, which is very nice. So because I had no idea how figure skating worked. Apparently there's like teams, you got like 4 people do things. They're all kinds of confusing things. So as somebody who is like not and I guess we also you listened to the episode that my wife and I did about being Disney adults, right?
Oh yes, yes.
So and if you didn't listen to the bonus episode, it's mostly about us being fans of logistics than it is like, oh, we love Disney princesses and whatnot. And I think that like my love for sports is the same way. The emotional like feelings of sports, I don't care. Like, oh, this is our team. I've been with them. I've been following them. My son goes to this college. I don't give a shit about any of that. I like the technical aspect of it. I like to see in hockey, I like to see some moves that are done well and a score and a goal to go in, or maybe it doesn't, one or the other. I just like to see those really cool plays happen. And I know enough. And I think also I do kind of sit in a sports guy area because I don't have a team that I love, but I do have lots of teams that I hate. And I think that's the real sports essence.
That really is the truth, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, because I hate the Patriots. For many reasons, some political, mostly political. I also hate the Yankees just because I love the Red Sox, and if you love one, you have to hate the other one.
Yeah.
It's just, this is how it works.
I had too many bad experiences at Boston rental car counters. I loathe Boston. People keep telling me how great it is. I'm sorry. Like the ambassadors of Boston, as far as I'm concerned, are the people who work at Avis, and they all are the worst person. So sorry, Boston.
I work with some Bostonians. They are the pricklier ones of the group.
Yeah,
great at what they do, but man, they got some language,
it's funny, like, so one of my least favorite things ever, and I thought I was alone in this, but the more that I mention this, people come out of the woodwork and they say that they're kind of on the same page as me. I hate learning new games, like board games, like sitting around like a table. Like I love doing it just by either being a fly on the wall and watching it all happen, or being given like just a tiny little skosh of information, just enough to enter and give myself permission just to blow it and, be terrible for the first few rounds. Like, these games like Wingspan, like these really esoteric, like craft artisanal Cones of Dunshire type games. If I know just enough to be dangerous, like that's fine. But what I loathe is someone decides, okay, my job right now is for the next 10 minutes to just tell you all those rules. Here comes all of them. And by the time I hear the third one, it's like the Saving Private Ryan beach scene. I just hear like the high pitched squeal, like everything's in slow motion.
Machine gun, the guy next to you's arm is missing from a bad dice roll.
I have completely disassociated. I go into a panic. Like I find myself just wanting to leave the room. So it's interesting to me that I appear to be wired to learn sports rules, but I never learned them in the way that people try to teach me board games. I never sat down to receive what my wife asked for the other day at the Super Bowl. Like, I don't think I have the capacity for that. I could definitely just watch it and be like, oh, okay, I see what's happening. If it bounces and then it goes in the stands, that's a double no matter what. Like, okay, I get it. But yeah, you add that to like a laundry list of 30 rules. Dude, I am out to lunch. My brain will shut down.
I do like the adult board game nights can get very difficult because I have a group of friends that are like that and that have those like, so here's this board game. It's going to take us 30 minutes just to pop all the little cardboard pieces out of the thing.
Totally.
And then put them all. And like when I see that, like I have the same issue with Warhammer and all these minifig games is that it's too much. There's too many things. There's too many little fidgety things that I have to worry about. And I do love that I have a kid that loves board games, but the most complicated board game we play at this point is chess. You know, everything else is like we play Monopoly or we play, I've been teaching her Risk kind of on and off. We actually got Plants vs. Zombies Risk, so I could try to get her into that. So she's not big on the on military strategy as it turns out, but it's fine. She's 10. We'll get her there.
We'll enlist her.
Yeah, at some point in time. I hope she doesn't enlist. She's smarter than that. But I have that same, you know, I go and I sit down and I can't remember the last board game that I played with this group, but we spent 10 minutes looking at the rules because nobody else knew how to play it either.
Oh,
and so
terrible. No,
I prefer that.
Really? Okay.
I prefer that because, especially with this group, because they've played enough board games that they know, okay, I can see the rules are based on this, this, or this. Like if I go into something like, I know Settlers of Catan, right? Settlers of Catan, kind of it's a game that you need to spend 10 minutes learning how to play, and you need to spend 20 minutes learning how to play it well.
Yeah.
But if you just jump into the game, you're going to figure it out. You're going to be bad on your first game, mediocre on your second, and then you're going to catch up with it.
I feel like that was a watershed game too. Like that was the first game that I heard about from the people that now are the ones that try to give me the 30-minute soliloquy on how to play this game of other games that are much more complicated. Settlers of Catan was like their entry point.
Yes, and Settlers of Catan is a fun game. It is complex enough to not be, you know, chutes and ladders, but it's not so complex that you feel like you're going to melt into a puddle while you're trying to learn it.
Yeah.
And so when I'm playing these games with like my buddy Adam and Tony, who are both have huge board game collections, they do board game stuff, I will always just be like, I'm going to sit back and I am going to listen to what you guys figure out, and then I'm going to learn it along with you. And that's always seemed to work out. Like I said, I don't remember what the game was, but we managed to figure it out. I think one of them is like, I've played this once 2 years ago. So it's like, well, you get the instruction manual then, and you're going to tell us what to do. And it works out. But yeah, I can't, like if I sit down and try to read a long thing of instructions, like I picked up a board game one time, Jack. This insanity that I thought I wanted to get into. It was a board game of the World War II Eastern Fronts. In 1943. Very specific board game.
That seems like a game that you would be, in theory, very well cut out to play.
Right. And I was like, okay, I like this idea. And I picked it up and I opened it up. And the instruction manual was a booklet. Like a 25-page booklet.
Yeah, here we go.
And that's I open the first page and I see it's all in 10-point font and I went, I don't think I'm going to learn this game. And I held on to that game for about 3 years. And then I sent it back to the secondhand stores. Like, nope, I'm just never. It's not for me. I'm never going to figure this one out.
If I'm not getting college credit for that game, dude, I'm not going to. This is, I did it. Like I did that for 180 credits worth of cramming all this information into my brain. And it did pay off. I'm glad that I got my college degree and all the other classes that I took. This game does not qualify as fun for me.
No,
this game is a load.
There are a lot of ways that I want to consume information about the Eastern Front. You know, listening to Lions Led by Donkeys, reading a book.
Heck of a podcast, sure.
And this company has made more. There's like Fulda Gap ones. If you want to do the Cold War, if you're like, what if the Cold War was hot? And here's the Fulda Gap. Here's all your little tiny little things that you can, all these little squares. Some of them are yellow. Some of them are yellow and black. Those are your tanks. The yellow and red one, those are your command. I couldn't get, like, every time I tried to read it, my brain would just kind of blank out. And so I know my limits. I know where my limits lie with board games. And I think it's, kind of runs in that same area of the of knowing sports. I can pick up rules pretty easily, and I can hold on to those rules pretty easily if I'm, constantly seeing, I don't watch football all the time, but I see football happen enough times that all that stuff stays fresh with me.
Yeah.
But don't ask me, like, to go and name you, 10 of the best hockey players. I couldn't, Brett Hull, I don't know, Gretzky. I'm out of all out of
and that's all of them
players that I know, but I can watch hockey and can be like, that was a good shot. So again, it's just that, like, the passion part of it isn't really there for me, but the logistics part is. So
I see. Yeah, interesting. Yeah,
I'm a sociopath apparently.
Yeah, apparently. No feelings whatsoever, and you wear a skin mask as a face.
I see no joy. Just like good play, bad play. That's it. Those are my only two my only two emotions with sports.
But you're up to 1,000 sit-ups every day, and the skin product routine that you do is at least 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I watched a video this morning of a dog tearing ass down like a ski slope, and that, I mean, hook, line, and sinker. I'm there for that. Yeah, 100%.
The more, like, Olympics, I think the Olympics this year, from what I've seen, has been fantastic because they have added drone footage and drone cameras to it.
Fun!
And so, like, when you've got somebody going down the slope, you can have a drone right behind them and hitting all of the turns. So you get that feel of, like, speed, because when you watch them come, like, you get the static camera, they're coming down, you're like, yeah, look, they're going pretty fast. It's like they're going 60 miles an hour. Like, ooh, that does feel fast. But you had that drone and you've got all of this, that
POV shot,
the trains whipping by, man. It's really good. I was watching drone footage on the luge as well. So, like, all these things where there's a lot of speed, the drone footage is making fantastic stuff.
That's awesome. So. Yeah, I want to check that out. So honestly, it flew completely under my radar that it even was Olympic season. Mm-hmm. Mostly, and I feel like I generally have an idea, but here on the West Coast, we've had a terrible winter, and not in the way that you've had a terrible winter. You've had like a pipes freezing, 8 feet of snow kind of winter. We've had a no snow, ski areas can't even really stay open kind of winter. My son does ski bus on Sundays. And every day that he's gone so far this season, it's been like 38 degrees and raining. Ugh. They weren't even sure if they could open it up. We were going to go to Whistler over Martin Luther King Day weekend, and we canceled that trip. Straight up, it was going to be snow. It was going to be 54 degrees in Whistler Village. Like, it's just crazy. So I think, like, the lack of proximity to anything wintry, it hasn't even occurred to me that it is winter right now. Like, I'm looking at, it's 60 degrees and sunny in Seattle right now. It's, early February.
It's 60 degrees and sunny in St. Louis too, but this is the first time we've had that in like a month and a half, and we did go through like the snow and the deep freeze. So yeah. I'm loving it, but I can understand if you guys are missing out on the snow. All of ours is finally melting away though. But
yeah, I heard someone several years ago, I don't remember where I heard it. I can't claim this as an original thought, but it's just stuck with me that for every Olympic event, they should just put one regular person in there performing in the event too, just so you can see, because on TV, Tiger Woods makes the shot look easy. You look on TV, Lindsey Vonn, pre blowing up her leg. You watch her skiing and you're like, yeah, I mean, I could probably do that. Like, it's just gravity. You have no sense of scale. And just like in an eBay listing with the Coke can or the banana next to the thing that you're selling, you really need a sense of scale. So just having some regular middle-aged schlub out there who talks loud about how they could totally do it and really see how they perform, I would just love to see it, because I think it would make it all seem much more impressive for sure.
The Winter Olympics, absolutely. I don't know if you really could do that, because like the Winter Olympics are the ones that will kill you.
Oh, like, yeah. Ski jump.
Right. Like if you like, there definitely should be like the 100-meter dash. All right. Have all these, young, trained, athletic, young men and women. And then me, 42 years old, can still kind of run, but certainly not. And, just have that. Look, there he is. But I'm not going to die. I can do 100 meters. I can do 400 meters, at a pretty good clip and not die. I do not think I could ski jump and not die, though.
Oh, good point. Yeah, definitely.
And the problem is like, okay, let's find a schlub who doesn't really know what they're doing. But you have to find somebody, because if you just put me, like, can you imagine? It's like just doing like the dual. I'm just because there's the luge, right?
Yeah.
But then there's the team luge.
Yeah.
So like, I'm just imagining, all right, we got these two podcasters to do the team luge. And it's just you and me looking at a sled and just being like, oh, who do you lay down this way? And like me furiously Googling something and the timer
that's
is
part
clicking.
of it. Yeah, exactly. You're thumbing
Right.
through.
It's like, it's just, okay, you go this way, I go this way, but I'm going to sit up. Oh, and it's like, you're sitting on my stomach. And then just us bickering the entire way down and then leaving halfway.
That's self-preservation will be part of it too. Because, winter or summer Olympics also, like the high dive, those people are like 30 meters above the pool. So you're standing up there and the regular schlub, because they are theoretically sane, will look at that and be like, no way am I doing that. they walk back. So that's it.
Me holding on to the edge and shaking and looking over, like real Mr. Bean kind of comedy going on up there.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And then we got a guy in an Olympic t-shirt with a stick being like, nope, over the edge. Go. We paid you. We already paid you. Over the edge. Don't care. We'll fish you out, buddy. Don't worry.
I think chickening out is fair game. I don't want to see someone die on camera. This isn't like Faces of Death. I want to see like an ordinary person just not have what it takes. Like, oh, so you think you're so great? It's just gravity, right? All right. Just like even climb the ladder. Can you get that far? Mm-hmm. I can't. No way.
I don't want the eye of the tiger, man. I want the eye of the toad. I want the eye of Newt. That's what I want. We know we don't have any tigers here, but if you can like get up there and not cry, I think we're gonna
absolutely.
Be okay.
Last summer, I painted our house, and we have, a craftsman style house with pretty pointed roofs. And to get up to that area, like I had a 24-foot ladder that I was at the top of, and I was so scared. Like it was so scary. And like the idea of climbing a 60-foot ladder, there's no way I could do it. Absolutely not. There's just no chance.
Yeah. I had that problem too with my old house, a 30-foot high roof. And I had a 36-foot ladder. And I said, you know what? Gonna hire a guy.
Yeah.
Gonna hire a guy to do that thing, I bet.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, the Olympics we still have a couple more weeks going. I highly recommend watching the Olympics. It is the only time you're going to see some of these sports. We've had some great curling, like insane. Like we've got a good mixed double curling team right now. That has been really dominating the ice out there. I love watching them because they always manage to get some USA chants going on.
Yeah. Hard.
Yeah, it's just the brushing and everything. And like curling's one of those that like everybody likes to look at and be like, well, I could do that. That's the one I could do.
You actually could do that. Yeah.
I can slide the rock. But then you watch the guy doing the sweeping and afterwards he's just panting. Like he's just like, because you're sweeping to curve the thing and you got to speed up and you got to slow down and you've got like you're not wearing skates. You got these slippy shoes that you have to slide down with. It's insane. So, and then you see a sweep, and then it hits and then you guys go, and then you got to get back down there. Come on, we got to go again. So like, I feel like I could do it. I would not do well at it. I wouldn't do well at any Olympic events. Biathlon, maybe. The shooty parts, perhaps.
Yeah, I think the challenge of the biathlon is that you've just like cross country skied for like 2 miles or whatever. So you're so out of breath and you're heaving, your heart is going to explode out of your chest and you've got to hold that rifle steady. Yep. That's got to be impossible. Yeah. Between every gasp.
That's when you're shooting, that's what you got to do. You got to hold your breath.
Yeah.
Pause,
best of luck.
Pull.
My mom was a huge fan of curling like 20 years ago. There was the U.S. curling team was helmed. The skip was a guy named Randy Furby. Who was awesome.
Wait, you said she was into it 20 years. Has there been fallout with the curling community that she's just not into?
She's into even more. She's into esoteric things now.
Right.
Like
they used to, back in my day, it was a 50-pound rock. These 42-pound rocks. Yeah. These goddamn kids.
I should ask her. I'm not sure if she's following it this year or not. But Randy Furby was dope because, first of all, I think he wore like literal dockers out there onto the rink. He just looked like a guy that worked at the office. Like, I make my money selling and leasing copiers, but my passion is curling.
Hey, one of the curlers is a realtor as well. Like, I can't imagine that there's a whole lot of money in being an Olympic curler anywhere.
Yeah, the endorsements are probably not that rich.
Not that great. No. Been watching a lot of snowboarding as well. I enjoy the downhill stuff. Not too much of the figure skating yet. My daughter just really isn't into it. But at least my wife and kid do enjoy sports on the background as white noise. So I can watch them and they don't mind them being on. So it all works out.
Yeah. I've never really been a dance fan. So figure skating falls like right in that gray area between just watching ballroom dancing and watching stuff on the ice. But they start throwing, backflips and like 4.5 spins. Like that's getting pretty cool. Yeah,
it is. The problem that I have with ice dancing or, floor in the Summer Olympics when they're doing the floor exercises and everything, like when you're going down a hill, the idea is you want to be the fastest one to get to the end. So that's that's measurable, right? All the, a lot of these others, they have measurable metrics on it, but they also have like the judge thinks this.
A lot of subjectivities. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know enough to be subjective about ice dancing. So, but I can say like that number is smaller than that other number. So that person did better, but then they hit this thing. So they did wrong. There's the things that you can find there. And I mean, look, I know I'm an Irish dance dad, but this is her thing, not mine.
Yeah. And Irish dance, I mean, that's scored by the number of people that you maim in the process of dancing, right? Like it's just how many bodies are there at the end.
The more your hands move, the worse it gets.
Is that true?
Move your up. I swear, my father, my daughter has been doing Irish dance for 7 years now, and my father has hit me with the same dad-ass Irish dance joke like a dozen times. And it's that they found the second book of Irish dance, and the second book is what to do with your upper body.
Hey, as a first-time dad aficionado of that joke, right. I'm on board. I like it. First time through, I enjoyed it.
It's a good one. It's a good one to get hit with.
Maybe not the 12th time.
Right. Well, now he started deflecting it to other people. Like he'll see me talking to somebody and he'll just be like, "Oh, time to sidle up with this one." And I gotta let him. He's 83 years old, man. I gotta let him get him in.
Oh man, he gets to do whatever he wants. Exactly. 83 years old. Yeah, Michael Flatley really brought Irish dance. I mean, maybe that's a verboten name. Am I allowed to say the name Michael Flatley?
Riverdance is still. Okay. We know Riverdance. We know somebody from my daughter's school who goes on tour. Like, there's multiple river dancing tours. Like, there's not just
right.
So she comes back to St. Louis and she's like, "Oh, I'm back at St. Louis. I want to do this. I want to do that." And then she signs on to go back out again because if you want to dance for money, you got to do it now in your early 20s, because when you become like 30 and 35, you don't want to be on the road. You don't want to do all these things. So she's really doing well there. A lot of people, a lot of the girls go on to Riverdance. Some of them, and there's a lot of other places that you can go and do Irish dance. And one of the places that my daughter really learned to love Irish dance is a restaurant called Raglan Road in Disney Springs that has Irish dancers that come out and dance.
Whoa!
Yeah, it's this really great Irish pub, and they have a small stage, but they also have like kind of a stage in the middle, like a stage in the round. It's small. It's only like maybe about 2 or 3 feet wide circle, but it's elevated, and they have Irish dancers that they contract to dance during, lunch, dinner, things like that.
Wait, so, Disney Springs, this is one of the many conglomerated parts of the Disney empire. Is that true? They
are located in Disney Springs. I don't know if that means that they are owned by Disney itself. I don't believe so, but I don't. Hold on. Let me.
Oh, yeah. Here's a pre-fact checking opportunity. While you're looking, I'll just say this maybe qualifies. Those dancing trips could turn your entire vacation into a business expense.
It is. Oh, we do. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's a good point. You're already dipping there. That's right.
Don't worry. I know how to do my
content
taxes.
For this podcast and research for travel agenting. I get it. Okay.
So yes, Raglan Road is in Disney Springs. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't in one of the actual parks, but no, it's in Disney Springs. It's an Irish restaurant, but not everything in Disney Springs is owned by Disney. Like, there's a Lego store there. There's other restaurants. So, but it is one of the places where you can go as an Irish dancer once you're done with school when you're younger, if that's something that you want to do. But yeah, Michael Flatley was big on that, and Have you been to Riverdance before? Have you seen a performance of it?
No. I just lived in the 90s and saw the 6 billion commercials on TV for Michael Flatley.
God, I know.
He was a household name. Why is an Irish dancing troupe and guy a household name in the 1990s?
I don't know. Look,
crazy.
The 90s were weird. We had Michael Flatley was really popular. There was like that 6 months everybody was into big band swing music for some reason.
Oh, totally. Big Kahuna Burgers at 7 a.m. It was a weird time, man.
Yeah, it was weird. We're figuring ourselves out. We're trying to grow into ourselves at the time.
Yeah, we were all into Stanzo fedoras and big band Mighty Mighty Bosstones. Everyone was talking like the Swingers cast.
Exactly. We were all having a Zoot Suit riot.
Yeah.
So Riverdance is really interesting. They have Irish dance, but they also showcase dances from around the world. You know, they have like Russian dancing. They have Russian is the only one that I remember. They do the Irish stuff. They do storytelling. They had a really great piece that was a piece skit. I don't know how to describe it, right? But so it's set in like this 1910s, right? Kind of this like Chicago newsboy kind of era thing, right? That's kind of that's what we got. And you've got a lot of these Irish dancers, and then there's a gal that kind of rolls up who is dressed like, you know, like a newsie, right? Like kind of that flat cap and everything.
Yeah.
But they're a tap dancer. So there's this back and forth like dance thing between the tap dancer and the Irish dancers, because the Irish dancers also shoes make noise when they hit. But the dancing is slightly different. So they did that. That was really cool. I saw that recreated because my daughter's school last year, 2 years ago, very recently, they're doing it again, have a performance called The Jig, which is very much the same thing. It's very much like Riverdance, but it's just for the school and all the kids that go to the school. So it's interesting to go see. We really enjoyed, I enjoyed Riverdance because I'm not a fan of dancing, but I am a fan of rhythm, I guess. Does that make sense? Like, I went and saw Stomp, and like Stomp was incredible too.
But that's where my head was going
to.
Totally. You're like a Navinar Johnson from The Jerk. You're just waiting for the perfect rhythm, right. Music that you can understand.
You take all the music away. I just need a metronome over here, and I'm happy.
Yeah, Stomp had a big moment. Is right in there too. Totally. Yeah. Okay. So when you mentioned Russian dancing, I saw a video sometime recently of, I don't know if this is the kind of dancing you're talking about or if this is at all related. It's like a whole line of women dancers who are wearing long dresses that cover their legs. And it looks like they're floating on the ground because they're just doing little tiny mincing like footsteps that you can't see that they're moving, but they just float in a line. Is that anything that your daughter's
That's not what I'm done? What I remember is the very, like, you know, the Soviet, the arms crossed and the crouching down and kicking a foot out and going, hey, you know, doing that stuff. That's
the
what I
dream.
remember.
That is so hard.
It is. If you can, like, I stretch with my dog. I do a lot of stretching. I'm in pretty good shape, but like that whole bounce down, bounce up, that's a exploding knees kind of situation for me. I don't think I can do that.
Yeah, it's the amount of core strength that takes. I can't do it. I've tried.
Yeah, it's very like to get my daughter into dancing proper, because we had a lot of difficulties with practice, as you have with any child.
Yeah, sure.
You know, it's like you want to be good at the thing, you have to do the thing, you know, multiple times over and over, even when you don't want to do the thing. So in the very beginning, she was teaching me a lot of basic Irish dance, like the beginner stuff. And I remember as I was doing this thinking, it's pretty simple. I can do this. This seems, and not in my mind being like, okay, a 5-year-old is teaching me this though, or a 6-year-old is teaching me this. She is better at it than me. And now that she's 10 and she's doing all the really complex dances, and I watch her, and I'm having, there's this part where they do like this ankle rock, right? Like it looks like they get up on their toes and then they rock their ankles back and forth in a way that, like, the first time I saw it happen, my ankles hurt looking at it.
Just imagining it, my ankles hurt. Yeah.
But here's the great thing. This is like knowing a magician, and knowing a cool magician who's just like, oh, let me take you behind the scenes here. Let me show you how we do this. Because yes, it looks fast, but if we slow it down, you can see it's not our ankles. We're just rocking on our feet, but the way that the feet are. So I guess get that little insider baseball there with the with dance. I get to know kind of what's going on deep down there.
Well, it sounds like Irish dance is another place where having just a 42-year-old schlub on stage would really help people understand the skill involved. And
it really would.
As I have read on your shirt, you are an Irish dance dad, so I think you're a contender.
Look, there have been we do a lot with our Irish dance school for a lot of different reasons. We like to volunteer. We know that it hasn't always been easy with our kid. She's doing great now though. So just like, look, you guys were there for us. We want to be there for you too.
Yeah.
And so, they know that I'm always going to show up when we need to set up a stage. If you need somebody to put a drill to something, I am there. But also when all the dads are together and they've all been doing a little day drinking and they start doing they start blasting Irish music and doing the Irish dance stuff back and forth, I'm the one who kind of fades in the background. It's just like, all right, you guys do that. That's fine.
I'll get back to the power tools.
That's just not where my whimsy lies, I guess. Also, I don't normally drink at 10 in the morning. So even if it is St. Patrick's Day. So I didn't want to, they understand my role there, and me dancing on a stage in front of other people is not going to be one of them. Although there are adults that dance. Sometimes there's figure dancing, like 4 people dance together. And there are sometimes like maybe about, I would 10 at the most, people who are like adults and like adults, like 30s, 40s.
Like as sanctioned parts of this same group. Oh, that's amazing. Of
the competition. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Yeah. You have a fesh, which is the competition. Various schools will put them on. The local St. Louis Irish Arts is doing the next one here next weekend. And yeah, there will sometimes be, because people can come from anywhere. Like you can be an Irish dancer in Orlando and come to this fest. You just have to pay the registration fees.
Yeah.
So they do have, it is very inclusive, and there are older people who do Irish dance. So they want to go to a competition and, put on the nice clothes and show off what they can do. That's fine. I think they get a ribbon at the end. I'm not too sure. But I know somebody who does. There's actually a gal that was one of my lieutenants that was in Iraq with me. She does Irish dance now as kind of one of her things that she enjoys doing and traveling around the U.S. So we see her every once in a while.
That's awesome. It's really cool
too.
for kid participants to see like in their windshield what it could look like later in life, like to do that. Like that has been shown to really increase kids' engagement in something and dedication, just knowing that what the possibilities even could be, it's a very abstract thing to be putting all this effort and focus into something, and it just feels very murky. But the minute that a kid can lock into like, oh, I could be an adult doing the same thing at a different level than I am right now.
Sure.
Sports are that way, music's that way. Something you said a second ago about how, it's not always been easy for your daughter doing Irish dance. That is like one of the things as a parent, particularly when you're kind of shepherding your kid through a passion, which for some kids is school. For some kids, it's like the traditional stuff. But both of my kids are musical, very musical. My daughter is a singer and has been for, almost 10 years. My son has been a drummer since literally he was a baby. And it's interesting how like those passions kind of ebb and flow. And there's like no perfect answer for this, but as a parent, that's like a real question mark of like, where are the moments that I really should be pushing here? Where are the moments where, okay, it makes sense that you're burnt out on this right now, and it's okay to let go of that. It's okay that there are other interests that are sort of encroaching on this thing. Like our son was really into drums for a long time, but he kind of ebbed in the middle of middle school and was suddenly into basketball and wasn't very good at basketball and kept being an awesome drummer. And he's like, yeah, maybe I'll, fish where the fish are, and went back to it.
Yeah.
But that is sort of it's a real question mark. And you hear those horror stories of parents who, push all the time, constantly like, no, this is your thing. This is your thing. You've got natural talent, whatever. And then they end up with kids that not only despise the talent, but also despise their parents for pushing them into it.
Yeah.
But then there's the other side of like, you really should encourage kids to get through like those little choppy moments and stick with it, because if every time something gets rough, you sashay out of the way and do something else, like you'll never know what it feels like to get great at something and how to apply yourself. It's a sticky place as a parent.
I think it comes down to kind of understanding why the kid is, telling you or making this decision or kind of ebbing, like, your son saying, hey, I want to try something else. I just want to, and at this age, a teenager, this is the time to do that. This is the time to experiment. Hey, I'm really good at drums. Could I be good at something else? Do I want to try something else? Do I want to, like, you're not going to feel fully comfortable in drums until you go out and find out that the other things aren't what you want and drums are where you want to be, right? So, and we had this recently where our daughter was just did not want to go. She was going to a different, starting to go to school, going to dance class on like a Tuesday and Tuesday and changing up her Wednesday schedule. And so, of course, with a kid who is ADHD, a kid who's on the spectrum, changes in the routine are always going to be a little disruptive. But like, we've changed dance things before and it's not been a problem.
Yeah.
And it was at a point of like, she didn't want to practice. She didn't want to go to dance class. She was yelling at us about like how she didn't want to do these things. And it was finally, we had to come down to like, what is going on? Because we've been through this before. And we know that you like to do dance. So why are you telling us right now that you don't want to do it? And it turns out she has face blindness, which means that when, it's difficult for her to recognize people.
Yeah.
So when you're going to a different class with different people in it, and I'll tell you, I don't have face blindness, but when I go to this Irish dance class and I see all the other Irish dancers, they're all a bunch of tall, skinny white girls.
Yeah.
I mean,
totally. What is this, a Taylor Swift show?
Right. Like on an individual but I mean, I have been around long enough. I do, right? Like you belong to this parent, you belong to that parent,
right.
as parents do. It's like, I kind of know your name, but I know your parents and I know which way you should be going. So I do know them that way, but that was what she was having problems with. And we found like, okay, so we posted in the group, the Irish dance group, hey, here's what's going on, being very honest about it. She's got face blindness. She has problems recognizing people. One of the things that she recognizes people is by hair. And of course, teenage girls always changing their hairs up.
Yeah.
Or, Irish dance, always putting wigs on and everything. So it can be difficult. And that was all she needed. Just a bunch of the moms posted pictures of their kids. It's like, here's the kid.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
So she can see them on an individual basis, and also just saying like, look, if you forget, ask names. Like, it's okay. I am 42 years old. I got a neighbor across the street. He's got a kid that's like 3 years old now. He's got a frisbee golf tee in his backyard because he like travels to play frisbee golf. Like he doesn't, I don't know if it's professional, but that's his hobby. He likes to play frisbee golf. He's got a couple of dogs. He walks his dogs. No idea what this guy's name is. Couldn't tell you his name, but I know so much about him. And at some point in time, I am going to have to do the like, I'm going to be honest with you. I know so much about you, but I do not know your name. And that can be very embarrassing, right? But
oh yeah, dude, get on Block Shopper. You know that website, Block Shopper?
No.
Oh yeah, blockshopper.com. If you can search on your block by address and find out if, assuming that this person owns the house that they live in, you can find who is the deeded owner of every house. There are ways, dude.
No, I know. I can look them up. We have city records that I can look up. I don't know if they rent or own, but I don't know. Like I'm at a point now where I don't. It's not that I no longer do things that are cringe. It's just that I've killed the thing that cringes within me.
Oh, yeah.
I just like, look, man, my brain is Swiss cheese, man. I forgot your name. Like I had that somebody asked me that one of the Irish dance, not the dads, but the granddads, who I've worked with multiple times. And I've done, I've built stages with him multiple times. And he's just like, I forgot your name, man. I'm sorry. I'm like, that's fine. You know who I am. Like, you recognize me. That's fine. So it's been a journey, Jack. It always is a journey with raising a kid, isn't it?
Yeah. When my daughter started middle school this past fall, there was a kid that she was riding the train with every day that came from another school. So they were just meeting there on the platform, and she had talked to her several times and didn't know her name and was starting to really worry about it. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to know this person's name. Like, I don't have any strategies. I'm like, you could just ask her like, hey, it's been really busy. I forgot to ask my name is blank. Here, what's your name? But no, she used the sneaky route, and she like got to this person's name through other people.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I know your name and I totally trust you. Who is that? Tell me who that person. I don't know who that is, but I know her sister's name.
Right.
All right, okay, all right, we're getting close.
Yeah, choose your own adventure for finding it when you could have just been like, hey, what's your name? Yeah.
I get it. I mean, middle school is peak cringe time where, one misstep and suddenly you're on the blacklist for the entire rest of your career. So
exactly.
I get it.
I'm 42 years old. I've been married for 16 years. There's nothing there's nothing you can do to me at this point. Like, oh, you're embarrassing. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, whatever.
You're the one talking to me, brother. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. I guess I'm still in that space. My self-esteem is so low. I just feel like I gotta one-up someone by at least knowing that one thing. But the thing that drives me crazy is occasionally there's someone who overuses your name, and there was a long time ago, Recess Monkey was playing a series at a circus show here in Seattle. And there was one server there who was always there before each one of our shows setting up. And he would be sure in every sentence that I spoke with him that he would always use my name.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That sounds like something that he read in a book somewhere. It was like,
maybe.
You have to use their first name. It sounds like a pickup. Was he hitting on you? It sounds like a pickup artist thing.
Piercing eye contact. Yeah, totally.
Maybe. Oh, Jack, you're so talented, Jack. What are you doing afterwards, Jack?
What are you doing afterwards, Jack?
What are you doing afterwards, Jack?
I love the way your bass sounds, Jack, and I love the cut of your jib, Jack. Yeah, I don't know. I knew his name, but I wasn't. He scared it out of me. I'm like, oh, I don't have this kind of confidence about that name. I might be totally wrong. But he kept using it, and I think he was pretty sure I didn't know his name at all, and that he was using this as just like an alpha power move.
Mm-hmm. He's not trying to fuck you, but he's trying to fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
One or the other. One or the other.
Mission accomplished.
You're getting fucked, Jack. Either way.
Yeah, and I'm still talking about it 15 years later. So
yeah,
it worked.
That would fuck me up too, to be honest. Like if some guy did that to me, I would just be like, what was he? What did he mean happening? By that? What did he mean?
Yeah, totally. So he and I are married now. It was the only way out.
I guess we're together now.
I guess so. It worked. You could be my alpha. Just stop using my first name. Just call me Honey or something else.
Well, Jack, I think that's a good place to leave it. Everybody, watch the Olympics. They're on, and the U.S. is doing pretty good. And you know what? I know it's a hard time to be in the United States. But just think about, Jack. Here's what I want you to think about.
Okay. Yes, honey.
One day, Jack, it is going to happen.
Yeah, I know.
What song are you going to play? What's your go-to song when it happens?
That's a good question. God, I have not even.
I already got one loaded, and it's "Party in the USA" by Miley Cyrus.
I mean, I'm already playing that song nearly hourly as it is, so that one just doesn't have the oomph.
that was one of our anthems in Iraq. We blasted that constantly. If you want a good view of the rugged soldier, it was us playing Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus, and also there was a convoy team that I went out with that they had to play Katy Perry's "I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It" every time they were going out and coming back, and that was their good luck charm.
Oh, that's nice.
So they had to be blasting that through the truck. So
gosh, I don't know. Tears of a Clown is the only thing that comes to mind right now. But I'll have an answer to that next time we speak.
Yeah, get your playlists together, kids. You don't want to be caught flat-footed. I'm just saying it is going to happen, and you should be prepared.
I have not thought at all about the song, and that's crazy because music is such a huge part of my life. I've definitely thought about which bar I'm going to spend that day at. So that's
God. Wouldn't it be nice if it was 10 o'clock in the morning and we'd be like, oh, taking the day off.
All right.
I don't want to hear it at 10 p.m. because it's now I'm going to be up late watching everybody stab each other in the back on Twitter. I want it to happen. I need it to happen at 9 a.m. I need to be able to ping my boss, and my boss already having been like, hey, it happened. I'm taking the day off.
Yeah. Your boss is like, I'm already 3 sheets to the wind, bro.
Yeah, we got the margaritas going right now. So Everybody, thank you so much for listening. Of course, you can hear more on patreon.com/whatahellofaWay to die. You can hear that episode about me and my wife nerding out about how to park a parade at Disney. And I hope you enjoyed all the information about the big line that you have to cross. So you have to pretend to be Goofy, and then you hit the line and you can be not Goofy anymore.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
All of that in our Patreon episode this week. Also, we have What a Hell of a Way to Dad. New things in stock all the time. I have catnip doobies that just went up this week. So if you've got a cat at home and you're like, wouldn't it be funny if I had a catnip toy that looked like a joint? Guess what? You can have that. You can get that.
Wow.
What a hell of a way to dad.com. Jack, thank you for joining me. As always, everybody, thank you for listening, and we will talk to you next week.
Toodaloo.